Hi, and thanks for logging on to the Daily Dvar, and here's a brand new halacha for you, and it's for Sunday, the 25th day of November. Here we go. A law about Hanukkah. We are getting close to Hanukkah, and well, here's an important thought about Hanukkah anyway. You know that when they found that little container of oil in the desecrated Beis Hamikdash after the Hashmonaim had beaten the Syrian Greeks, they found this one little flask of oil. It was only able to burn for one day. They sent to try to get oil, which would take about 8 days to get fresh oil. And you know, the miracle of Hanukkah was that that one little flask of oil, which was only enough to last for one day, lasted for 8 days. And hence we have the miracle of Hanukkah for 8 days. A very famous question that's asked on this is that when you put that oil into the menorah and it stays lit for 8 days, the first day is kind of not a miracle because it's normal for that flask of oil to burn for one day. Only the subsequent 7 days that followed were miraculous. So the miracle of Hanukkah was only the subsequent 7 days. So we should only celebrate 7 days of miracle because only 7 of those days were miracles, not 8. So why is Hanukkah 8 days? There are 100 answers or more given to this question, and I want to tell you one of my favorite answers here as today's Daily Dvar. My favorite answer is this. You see, it is true. That first day of the oil burning was kind of normal. The next 7 days were kind of miraculous. But the thing is, we're unusual like that. When we see oil burn, we consider it normal. When we see water burn, we consider it a miracle. And why do we do that? If we drop something and it falls down, we call that gravity and we call it normal. If we drop something and it falls up, we say, oh my gosh, that's a miracle. It's really strange how the patterns we're used to, we call not godly, or we feel that they're not godly, and they're just, quote, normal. And then we take other things and say, well, that's the hand of God, that's a miracle. So a message in celebrating for 8 days is this. We want to show God that we understand that He controls all, and that we know that, of course, those 7 days were miraculous because oil that kind of wasn't there was burning. And that first day was also kind of miraculous. It's a miracle that we're used to, so we call it nature, or at least we feel about it that it's natural, but we're coming to just note to God that we get it. Everything is an act of God. When oil burns for an extra 7 days, and even when oil burns in its natural way, we get it. All of it is an act of God, and that's why we celebrate all 8 days. Kind of acknowledging that God rules over the world and makes gravity, makes things fall down, and He can make things fall up when He wants to. He can make the very few win over the very many, which is what He did on the great holiday of Hanukkah. Thanks for logging on. Log on again tomorrow for more. Bye-bye.